Yo, what's going on? Double entendre. Alright, so I can't fucking play chess and talk at the same time. So I'm just gonna just flash over this replay because it's easier for me to talk and um, and also, just click some buttons. That was a little bit more interesting. Anyways, alright, so I went to the bars last night, right? And yeah, I was just trying to check out the scene, see what the deal is around the Bay Area, and kind of see like if things are really as true as they say, or if people have been like following suit. And lo and fucking behold, of course, even in the ghetto, even in good old fucking the town, right? Some places, some are going. Well, first, before you go into any like 21 plus, you have to be like, "Can I see your ID?" Cool, and then right afterwards, yeah, even though and they also have a sign. I just wanted to check that they might be just like, they're just going. It says, "Oh, can you show your meds proof?" Meds proof. Okay, prove your meds. All right, prove your meds. Prove your fucking meds. I was like, wow, this shit. It actually is happening. It's kind of insane. You never think about it. Like, I've been here my whole fucking life. I was born and raised here. Okay. I've never had to come to this point where I had to disclose all my fucking private self. And this sets up a really dangerous precedent for sure. Right? Um, it's a slippery fucking slope. And I can tell, I can pretty much tell you why. Because shit doesn't work anyways. There's already, from the director herself, she's like, those that got the meds, the meds, they can still transmit the shit, okay? They can still transmit the coof, as some people like to call it, the Heineken. I'm gonna call it Heineken because everybody calls it the Modelo, the other thing. I'm gonna call it a Heineken because I'm Asian, alright? So maybe Tsingtao, but I don't think anybody knows what Tsingtao is. I'm gonna call it a Heineken. Granted, I think that's a German beer, but whatever. Besides the point. Anyways. Right, so. They still transmit. CC director herself. Even the fucking. I am science. I am the science guy. Like denying me is denying science, motherfucker. Okay. Anyways, besides that. Okay, so. Alright. Yeah, they were checking stuff. They're saying, show me your fucking papers. I was like, wow. I can't. I hate to say it, these people, these bars, these entertainment, it just got completely fucking wrecked all last year, right? So they had no way of really making much dough, and that's on them. They followed these dumbass fucking rules and these mandates. They're not even laws in the first place, and then they shut themselves down. And they're in the hole. And now that it's been longer than a fucking year because everybody's still living in this mode. Just a fucking mode. Because, humans have survived a whole shit ton more for thousands of, hundreds of thousands of fucking years, right? And people think that this is the one that wipes out fucking humanity? Like, are you even looking at just the general fucking numbers, even if they might be inflated? I don't know about you, but, ain't that fucking scary. It just really isn't. But that's me, what can I say? I have a brain. I like to think. I can't say for the rest of the people around in California, because they sure as well don't like to think. I don't even think I have a fucking brain every now and then. I don't have any real personality anymore, to be honest, but whatever. That's besides the point. Okay, so. Yeah, so they got into a bind, and, they want to do things safely, right? Because they trust the fucking, somebody with their own party lines. It's like, God, dude, fucking ideologies. So stupid, man. So now they're back. However, the state. This is where it gets straight because nobody actually here understands this. Now, if you're from fucking California and you're watching this shit, right? If you're a dumbass motherfucking liberal, which you probably are, I'm not saying all of you are, but a good majority, who are in support of this type of bullshit, right? Um, and this is where it gets really interesting. Where you kind of fall apart in all your understanding. Okay, now some people think they're slick. Like let's say for example on Reddit, they always like to talk about these anti-maskers. I'm like anti-maskers, like whatever the fuck, and saying how it's just funny how like this one incident where this guy who was really just and a big opponent against all these mask mandates, how he died of COVID, or excuse me, how he died of the Heineken. Okay, I gotta watch my words these days. Oh my god. He died of the Heineken. Okay, and it was just like one fucking maybe person. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a few, but they like to cherry pick as if it was just like the end all be all. I'm like, okay. It's just I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but people fucking die. That's just life, right? I don't know what reality anybody's living in, but people do pass away. It's one of the cycles of life and death. It's an unfortunate aspect of life, but it just is. Okay, and you know, you can't save everybody because that is a losing game towards chaining everybody together. That's just how it goes. But people don't see it that way. They think like they're for the greater good of some sort. There is no such thing. There is no fucking greater good. There's just what's best for you. What's really best for you. Because honestly, nobody knows, right? Why do you think somebody else knows what's best for you? Why? Because they're in the government. They have some kind of authority and some power to dictate shit. And yeah, sure, maybe they do, but it's by threat of fucking like violence, right? So these bars are being threatened by violence literally because the people are saying, the people in government are saying, hey, you can't serve some of these customers who haven't taken the meds, right? They're making it illegal to do so because if you do, well, it might shut you down. And you're already in the hole. You played this dumb game to where you put yourself in this position, right? And you're in the red. They broke your legs, and then they offer you a crutch of some loans, and then they made it even worse and said you still couldn't open. And now that you're open again, they're like, oh yeah, guess what? In order for you to open, you have to follow like these rules. Otherwise, we're gonna shut you down again. Whose fault was that? Sorry, I hate to say it, but it's actually the business owner's fault in this case. By this extension of the government that you're willing to follow their fucking orders and rules, you're just part of the fucking government now. That's really all you are. All these small business, all these all these bars and entertainment places. You did it to yourself, and I hate to say it, but it's a failed economic business strategy. It really is. We already have tons of history of this actually not going well. In case you didn't know, it's actually real fascism. Fascism. Oh my god, I can't fucking say it today. Anyways, fascism. It's actually real. In case you didn't know, it's not just the mustache man kind of. It's not the orange hair, orange man kind of thing, right? It's actually a business merger with state, merging government and business is the definition of fucking fash. That's all it is. That's all it fucking is. So if you're a business owner who is just towing the party line, you are fascistic. Alright? And that's what people don't understand, is that this is being coerced onto these businesses. Some people like to argue, these fucking these corporate liberals, these fucking, these corporate fucking liberals on like Reddit, for example, right? For example, they like to say, oh, it's just the same thing as a fucking Costco card and membership. I'm like, okay, there are some nuances with that, all right? And people don't seem to actually understand how risk works. If I don't want to pay for a membership at Costco, it does me no harm. I can go to the competitors. I can still go to the competitors at the bars. However, big difference, okay? If I were to get membership at Costco, the only thing I'm forking over willingly is just some money. It's just a contract that says, hey, I'm willing to pay you this much for, this year so that I can shop at your place with all your great fucking prices and stuff like that and whatnot and yada 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 yada. Alright? If I wanted to go to an establishment where I need to take the meds, I'm taking some fucking foreign shit into my body. I have no choice but to do that if I wanted to patronize some of these places, right? There's an actual risk factor for some people, in case you guys didn't know, for these dumbass passport things. You guys never concede the fact that, or never understand that the government is part of some of these things. The government's not making Costco do membership, in this case. They probably could, which would be annoying and jack up prices. Different story, different thing, right? But if I wanted to have access to some other business in over here in California, I have to legally inject myself with some shit. All right, there's risk to that. As much as people like to think, oh, it's not much risk. I'm like, okay, first of all, that's bullshit. Whatever you think is not risk, you're still putting something on yourself, and who knows what the fuck it is. I'm not claiming I do. I'm just questioning the possibilities. All right, I'm not a doctor. It's just my opinion on this. Okay. All right. Now, as far as you people arguing for some of this shit, and this is my gripe with some of you statuses and just corporate liberals and Democrats and shit. Okay, this is my gripe. Your basis of your argument has no ground. I love when people think that we're having a discussion when we're not, because the rules that's been implemented are already implemented without any form of discussion, right? Let's go back to before the lockdowns happened. It was all of a sudden thing. Did you recall any fucking talk about that shit? They're just nah, just all of a sudden, just bam, just 2 weeks. And people think when they're arguing for it that they're actually arguing for it. I'm like, okay, even in your sense of a fair world, right? Quote unquote fair. You would at least come and deliberate for a while before actually putting anything on there, or before going in a certain direction. Granted, I personally believe that even if you wanted to do that, you can go ahead and do so and put yourself in a home and leave the fucking rest of us. Right? None of us know the right answers. Right? Isn't that the beauty of being able to diversify your fucking answers? But no. It's the same thing with the mask, right? If my side for freedom that I'm arguing is that if you wanted to wear it, you can go ahead and do so. I'm not going to force you not to wear it. But because the powers that be, and you think that your side is correct, and not only that, you have the government enforcing things, that if some of us don't fucking wear it, there will be some type of consequences in certain times. Right? If you don't remember, there were a ton of people who got harassed for not fucking wearing a mask outside. That was just straight up fucking wrong in all cases. There wasn't even a discussion about it. So, every time that you're arguing on the side that's where the powers are on your side, it's moot. It's fucking moot. You have no grounds on it. You have no fucking moral grounds on it. It's easy to talk about something that's being accepted, that's being shoved down everyone's fucking throat. You know what's not easy? What's not easy is to argue in something that's not popular in this sense. Especially in a state where everybody fucking follows the same goddamn, the same dictation, the same dictators. In this case, it's the whole fucking state. So yeah, and let's get back to the idea of. Sorry, I just had to pause the audio there for a second. Yeah. Let's get back to where I say it was slippery slope. Okay, now, as I said, by the beloved powers that be, that a lot of people kind of believe in, because it's the ones that are in power, right? The ones that you all fucking love for some silly reason. They said that that taking the meds not gonna stop you from transmitting the Heineken. Now, since they've already started to segregate people, which is what it is. Okay, I've no issues with segregation if it's voluntary, because you're not meant to get along with everybody. Okay, you're not gonna get along with everyone. It's a natural course of life to where you are going to separate from other people. Okay, so I have no issues with people doing that. When government is telling people to segregate, that is a fucking problem. Okay. And, some people like to argue that it isn't. Of course, they're also wrong again, because they never take a look at the fact that government is forcing people to do so. I have no issues with segregation. I have also no issues with people coming together voluntarily as well. Right? Some people you're going to get along with, and you'd be stupid to not make friends with some of these people. Okay? Now, yeah. Now, so you segregate people, right? In this case, they have nobody to blame if the cases keep fucking going up. So what's next? How are they going to make sure that that these things don't rise again? Well, we get into some more crazy totalitarian bullshit. Probably some kind of social credit kind of idea, where you can actually go look at your phone and check whoever the heck is actually, like, in real time, who's fucking truly healthy or unhealthy, and they're gonna be able to track you every fucking where that you go, right? And if you so-called as to, mess it up by being with the wrong type of people, or spending your money at some place, or you doing business with some type of people, your score fucking goes up and down. This is some straight up fucking China shit, okay? And that's where we're headed. That's where it's gonna fucking hit. It's just some crazy shit, and people think it's like, oh my god, it's just some kind of Costco thing. I'm like, dude, fucking silly. This is straight up fucking silly. Dude, I hope this thing falls flat on its face. I mean, the country is so far into fucking debt, right? In my opinion, the only saving grace is for this whole shit to fucking collapse at this point. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out, but any time society gets this fucking crazy, something good comes out of it, and I'm hoping more people are going to wake up to more open kind of ideas, towards like liberty type stuff, some actual real freedom, right? Not this like phony sense of like, oh, get the meds and you can go run wild. Check out fucking Australia, right? Just read the fucking article slowly. Right, they're saying that they're only gonna let people out 1 hour a day. I don't know about you, but that sounds like what? Fucking prison. So hopefully the shit just gets smacked, and all the people that are becoming these like little fucking like fascists, they just they just get fucking wiped out. That's the only thing I have to hope for. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for hanging out. Peace. That was Checkmate, and I actually won the game. Later. Alt F4.